You're wondering why it takes so long.
I mean, 4 commercials and a station break.
Oh, no,
I mean,
wasn't
really,
that many.
that's dreadful.
Wasn't that many.
It's terrible.
Well,
It's terrible. It really
Is it terrible?
Yeah.
well, if it's...
They kind of sandwich the show in, you know.
Yes, we separate the commercials here
Right.
with entertainment.
You work between Jell-O. It's terrible.
Yeah.
Really, Dick. Sing, Dennis.
Have you ever been censored on television? Is there ever anything you've always wanted to say that
I've always wanted to say, right?
Oh, yeah. Just thought I'd ask.
Yes.
Your comedy is very clean and...
One time I did, you once asked me a question.
Yes,
and that was censored.
Was it really?
No, maybe there wasn't any time for it. Remember that when I was on Dick's show,
Yeah.
The morning show, and he said, "What would you like to say or do that you never have in front of millions of people?"
That's right. You were standing center stage, commanding the audience.
And I said, "Give me a little, Barbie, just a little, no, kind of like glory music, quiet glory. That's it." In 1941, the Japanese had the effrontery to attack our great nation. Tonight, on this stage, we're going to answer that attack. You ready? What are you going to say? That's all I wanted to say.
That was it. Yes.
Now, how we were going to answer it, I didn't know.
No.
I'll tell you the truth.
You really didn't know where you were going.
We didn't have a
Just take
big
chance
answer
like
to it.
that?
You know, there was World War II. I mean, that answered some of it. But I thought that we could come up with something to kind of put the question at ease. And we didn't.
Yeah, we didn't. But it was certainly worth the effort, and not a lot of people would have the courage to state a thing like that.
That's quite true. Get to the next question,
Yes.
you're dying.
That's so. Well, I wanted to hear about your film in Yugoslavia. Why did you shoot a film
my film in Yugoslavia.
Yes.
Yes. Well, we did it in Tadeo and Vistavision. We were thinking of doing it in 185 or 166. But somebody said, you better do it with a camera or else nobody's going to see it. So we got a couple of brownies. We did a movie in Yugoslavia. And we lived in Belgrade, the very heartland of Yugoslavia. We lived there for 6 months in Belgrade. The whole city is lit with a 10-watt bulb. I ate nothing but kasha 3 times a day. Those are groats. Wheat. It's mush. It's it. That's what it is.
It's a Yugoslavian dish.
We lived there in Yugoslavia, in the mud and the fields. If you go to Yugoslavia, don't pack a horse and wagon. They have many of them there. Don't have to take that. Everything else, everything possible, take it. Leave a horse and wagon home.
Really, they're short of equipment there. Are they in certain...
We said we're doing a movie. They said, great. Fine, terrific. Just do it anywhere. And I said, what about a camera and lights? And, oh, no, we don't. You want a horse and wagon? Give you a horse and wagon.
Kind of limits you, doesn't it?
Yeah. And we had a Yugoslavian sound crew to begin with. And I'd say to them, we'd do a take, and I'd say, have you got it? And they'd say, kak tu vajeć? I'd say, did you get it? They'd say, haluchit. I'd say, did you get it? Hvala lepo. I said, if they don't understand English, how can they be the sound crew? And the producer said, good question. Good, we'll get an English sound crew. So they flew from England, sound people. We had a Yugoslavian sound crew for about the first month of the picture. Didn't know what we were talking about.
Did you have to scrap a lot of work?
Have you got that, Janos? Halach. Heard a few words. He said it's terrific.
Isn't the plot concerned with Russia, though?
Yes, the plot takes place in Russia, post-revolutionary Russia, 1927, and we're thinking of shooting it in Russia, but then they might start shooting in Russia. So we said, we'll get close to Russia. We went to Yugoslavia, Byzantine architecture, beautiful fields, and a lot of wagons, horses and wagons.
More wagons.
Actually, I don't want to sound, derogatory, pejorative about Yugoslavia because they are great people. They're marvelous people. Seriously, if the Russians had attacked or, invaded Yugoslavia like they did Czechoslovakia, the Yugoslavians would have fought and died to the last person. They just simply would not have.
That's so.
The Russians have incredible respect and the brushstroke of fear for Yugoslavia. I mean, they're
Was there
really
any danger of that while you were there? Were you ever nervous?
Yeah, there
about
was. They had a bit of a contretemps. There was a Russian ambassador came over to straighten it out. But we were nervous for a few days. I mean, that there'd be a few bullets whizzing by, but they settled it, you know.
Do you find that action of that kind would upset you? Are you?
Death always makes me nervous. Death, always. A little death, you know, you can't eat rice pudding, you know.
True.
Very bad. Especially in the morning you wake up, you die the rest of the day. You have nothing to do.
No fun anymore.
Finish, right.
Who's in the movie? No.
Ron Moody is starring in it.
Oh.
He was Fagin in Oliver, and I think he's marvelous, but, you know, it's not my place to say. A New York actor by the name of Frank Langella,
Oh, he's
who has
wonderful.
never been in a film.
Yeah.
He did Cry of Players at Lincoln Center with my wife, and I saw him in that production, and I thought he was terrific, and he's terrific in my picture.
He's good. He did something with my wife once.
Would you care to tell us about it on the air? What did he
You're
do?
supposed to get the
Yeah.
laughs here. I shouldn't have said. No, they were in a play together. That's what I mean. Let's quickly move on to the next
right.
thing, shall we? Hey, I know you don't like.
And Dom
surprises.
DeLuise, let's not leave out Dom DeLuise. He's in the movie. He plays a Russian Orthodox priest. He finds out that there are some jewels, and he rips off his cross and his cassock, and he's off. He's a terrible person.
Dom DeLuise is a funny man.
He's really funny.
Hey, when we come back, can I surprise you with something?
I don't know, you want to talk about it first before you
Well,
do?
actually, we have something here. Do you mind if I? Does this mean anything to you?
Ah, yes.
Mr.
Yes.
Brooks has invented a character, a wine taster, dear to the hearts of everyone who's ever met him. His name is. What is his name again?
Piela Tongue. Any name.
That's good enough for me. We have a glass here, or beaker,
Yes.
whatever you prefer to call it, Mr. Latang, and we wondered if you would show us what exactly you do in your line of work.
Of course, of course, of course.
Perhaps you could identify.
Chateau Mouton, Blanc, 58.
No.
59. 62.
No.
Chablis.
No, it isn't. Afraid not.
Of course, you must taste, of course.
Ah.
It's a Marc Lafitte Sauterne, 1929. There's nothing like it. There will never be
No,
a
it
wine.
isn't. That's
It's
not- that's not correct.
It's not Marc Lafitte. Take another little taste, a little off tonight. Little pepper for lunch, you know, destroy the taste bud. Okay? It's beer.
I don't know.
Not?
No, I think not.
Is it chiclets?
No. No, I'm afraid you're not even warm.
It's a potato knish. It's farmer cheese.
No, I'm afraid you're really way off now.
Goobers?
No, you're far from it.
I don't know what it is.